Hi everyone, Indez here. Today I'm going to bring you together with the chat. We are live on the stream and we're going to do the most free-to-play classes tier list, PvE and PvP. We're going to have them both. It's going to be fun. And together we're going to reach to the conclusion what is the best. So we have here right freaking now. Let's start with the first one, Demon Hunter. Demon freaking Hunter. For me, this is a very fun class. I think if you start the game, it is gonna be one of the classes that's gonna do the biggest damage that you know, like, it is a range class. You just kite around. It is gonna be leveling, is gonna be a breeze, and I don't think you're gonna have a lot of trouble. So we are talking about leveling, and for leveling it is fine. It's not the fastest, but it's definitely not the slowest. But here, for this tier list, we're talking about the end game, what it really matters, because, you know, the leveling after 1 week, you're gonna be at the end, and it is completely fine. So, PvE and PvP at the end game. Right now, Demon Hunter, well, I will put Demon Hunter, for example, for PvE, I think it still does a lot of damage. I think definitely does a lot of damage. But when it comes to PvP, Demon Hunter is having like such a trouble, man. It is not performing that well. It still does a crazy amount of damage, but it's something it is missing. And what is missing, I think, is survivability. And it is just not performing that well. But I will say that overall, as a class, I will put Demon Hunter in what? Let's put this in a A tier. I think A tier is gonna be the fair. What do you guys think, chat? I think A tier, it is fair because I think that it's gonna do very well no matter what. It does like extremely well in PvE, and it does extremely well also in PvP. It could have done better. If this was better in PvP, I think will be almost S tier. Now we have Monk. Well, Monk is that class that it is having a comeback. This used to be here, chat. It was literally used to be here, but every class, to be honest, in PvE does very well. Monk is no exception. I played Monk very recently. I got super surprised how he was very good. A lot of damage, a lot of tornadoes, animations feels incredible. I think Monk has one of the best animations. The class identity, it is also still great. So I don't think you can go wrong in PvE with Monk. I think in PvE, Monk, it is A tier right now because it supports, it does damage, it is pretty cool. Now, at the current stage, I can't believe that I'm saying this. But I think Monk, it is at A tier. But if Monk is A tier, then I feel like Demon Hunter, it is a bit below. If we're gonna put, because Monk right now, it is superior because it is vastly superior in PvE, it is vastly superior in PvP. It is not S tier. It is close to it, but I don't think Monk is S tier. Do you guys think Monk is S tier? I still don't think so, but it's like, it came literally, it's like probably the biggest comeback that I ever seen. It was like Monk going from D tier to A tier. S tier for whales, well, whales, they don't come into the, like, this is a free-to-play class tier list. It's not, whales, they, like, you have to understand, it's not for whales. But I am a free-to-play, and I did very well with Monk. So one of the things that it doesn't make Monk tier is the lack of immunity. Okay, so besides that, it does incredibly well. You're gonna clear everything. It's a very fun class to play. Now we have here Necromancer. Right now, Necromancer, I will say like Necromancer, it is in a iffy spot, but it is still very decent. But the problem with Necromancer right now, especially in PvE, you can do anything. Understand this. Every class will do well in PvE. A few will do better than others. But I feel like when you reach to the end game, Necromancer is just a bit slow. Not at open world farming, but when you're doing dungeons, it is slightly slow. A Necro is S. Man, maybe you guys, everyone is saying S tier, but I actually don't agree. Necro, right now, it is struggling a bit. They have like the 70% movement speed in dungeons, so they fixed it. Okay, so you guys are saying that they fixed Necromancer issue? So they have the pants, plus they still do damage? Okay. So Necromancer, he farms really well. They fix the dungeons. Awesome. In raids is a beast. If we're talking about raids, Necromancer is gonna demolish. It's gonna give a lot of damage. It has the bone armor. For Gauntlet is also S tier. So I can see where you guys are coming from. But for PvE, I still think, yeah, I think you guys are right. I think you guys are right, because if I think about PvP as a free-to-play, I would 100% put Necromancer at S tier, just because you can survive so much, man. You have Bar of Time, you have Gladiator, you just have like a lot of cheat deaths, and I think you should play a bit more support. So because of that, Necromancer, it is our first free-to-play class at S tier. All right, I think it's fair. I think Monk still struggles a bit. Demon Hunter, man, maybe we also gonna do different tier lists, because I feel like Demon Hunter in PvE is like A plus, maybe at maximum. I don't think it's S tier, but I think right now Demon Hunter is struggling so much in PvE, so it goes to B tier. Wizard. Okay, Wizard, right now, it is doing pretty well. Again, another class that it has a comeback. It is extremely good in PvE, and it is extremely good in PvP. I have nothing to say. It's just incredible right now, Wizard. Like, you farm like a god. They fixed the problem that, Wizard, they didn't have a lot of damage in dungeons. And when it comes to free-to-play in PvP, you're gonna have still a lot of impact. A lot of impact. So I don't think you guys will go wrong with Wizard. Wizard is in a very strong spot right now. You cannot go wrong with it. Tempest. I mean Tempest. Do I need to say anything? Like, it's just bro, it's just great. It's just like Tempest, it is 100% great at everything. A beast in PvE. It is, in my opinion, right now, chat, it might be one of the best classes in the game right now, for sure. So, but the thing is, like, chat, I feel like we have to fix this a bit. Man. Tempest dungeon is S, PvP is A or B? Are you crazy? Do you guys think like Tempest is B tiered in PvP? No way is B tiered. No, there's no way. Like, you're smoking, bro. My question is Tempest in the same tier as Necromancer and Wizard? What I'm trying to ask, do you guys think that Necromancer is like at the same level as Tempest? I feel like Tempest, it is above. So, do you guys think it will be fair to do this? Because I feel like Tempest is above, man. I think Tempest is above Wizard and Necro, man. Wizard is better in PvP? I guess so. I feel like Wizard at this moment, it is in a good spot. I feel like if we're gonna push something to the top, it's gonna be Wizard. But Necro, I think Necro, we can push it down. And we put Wizard and Tempest. I feel like these ones are definitely stronger right now. I think we're good, chat. I think like this is a fair statement, a fair change. Now we have here Blood Knight. Blood Knight, chat. It was my first class. I have a lot of love for Blood Knight. A lot of love. I love this class. I think the design is great. I wish that they improved it. There is now an infinite dash build in PvP that is kind of smashing everything, but you need to be a whale. If you're a low reso, you're not going to do anything. You're just going to die in CC. So, chat, I feel like... Now, I think Monk is better. Monk is better, man. There is no way Blood Knight at this stage is in the same level as Monk. And I wonder, chat, I think that, to be honest, I don't know if we do something like this. What do you guys think about this change? Do you guys think this will be fair? Monk to A tier. Because Monk at this stage is really good. And if we push Demon Hunter and Blood Knight. So my question is Blood Knight better than Demon Hunter? I don't think so. Is Blood Knight the same as Demon Hunter right now? I think so. I think they are in the same tier. Necro is way better than Monk. I think they play like very different roles. And to be honest, I prefer to have a Monk on my dungeon party than having a Necro. But Necro, okay, I see what you guys are saying. Necro always has the advantage, because if you're talking about raids and Gauntlet, Necro is just like S tier, right? Necro is completely S tier. But I feel like Monk deserves better, man. I don't think he deserves, but man, it's hard because like I don't think Monk deserves to be in the B tier. But I also don't think that Monk, it is at the same level as Necromancer. Necromancer, I still think it is better. If you play Necromancer in PvE or PvP, it is just better than Monk. That's just a reality. That's just a reality. So let's go here, chat. We're gonna leave the best for last. Now, Crusader. Crusader, free-to-play class for PvE and PvP. I feel like right now, Crusader, it is in PvE, it is still 100%. It is one of the best. It is one of the best classes in PvE, man. It is so good. It does a tons of damage. It is the best support. You always want to have a Zader for the banner, okay? Like, having a Zader in your party, even if he's a noob, just the fact that he can bring the fire or the crit banner is just gonna make your party like do like a ton of damage. So you always want a Zader in your party in PvE no matter what. In PvP, that's another story. That's another story. In PvP is struggling a bit, but I still think that, you know, with the bubble, if you play like full support tank, you can still do okay. Full support tank, you can still do okay. You can support the whale. You can give the whale a shield, or you can give the banner also. But at best right now, at best in PvP, I feel like Crusader is like a B tier. So if we have S tier PvE and we have B tier in PvP, I think it's fair to put Crusader here in A tier. I feel like if you play Crusader, you also cannot go wrong with it. Full tank Crusader still helps PvP. Yeah, exactly. But it is not like the same as Barb, right? And last but not least, do you guys agree? Do you guys agree here? I think it's fair. I think Crusader is completely bonkers in PvE, but it is rough right now in PvP. Maybe it's gonna get better with the next patch, but I don't think nothing's gonna change, because making it immune to CC is not the problem. I think the problem, it is like the survivability. It is still very squishy for a class that is played with a shield. And now we have Barb. What do you guys think? Barb for free-to-play class. This class, it is crazy. This class is crazy. In PvE, I will say that in PvE, there are better classes, okay? So I will put maybe like Barbarian at like S-, but you are like just a very buffy dude, man. You're just a super buffy dude. You do a lot of damage, you heal yourself, you clear everything. You literally can solo Gauntlet 3. So this is the easiest S of my life, man. I will say, and I will put it, Barbarian even above. I think this is the fair. I feel like Barbarian right now is a free-to-play class. Free-to-play. If you're starting the game, or you were in the game for only a few months, going with the Barbarian or Tempest, and even Wizard, can't go wrong with it. I will say that Wizard, it is like a class that in the beginning, you're gonna struggle a bit. It is a bit hard to actually level up with Wizard. Just because of the nature of being a caster. You know, casters and warriors, they scale in different ways. I feel like the easiest classes for you guys to level up will be maybe like Crusader, Necro, or Tempest. But it is still really good. So he was asking, how is Wizard S tier? Well, Wizard in PvE is one of the best farmers. Open world farming with the Wizard, it is super good. You do a lot of damage. They actually fixed, like, the only issue that Wizard had was like in dungeons, you didn't output as much damage. But now they do a lot of damage with like these new abilities that they got, the new answers. And in PvP, it's just like you're the best support. You're like you literally, if you know how to play with Wizard as a free to play, you're just gonna CC everyone. It is actually busted. You're gonna be squishy, but that's the nature of the class. You are squishy, but you do a lot of damage. So I think that this is actually a very good list. I think this will fill up your needs for PvE and PvP. And if you select any of these classes, you're gonna do well in PvP. You're gonna do well in PvE, I'm sorry. But in PvP, you may struggle a bit, and that's why we are diverging a bit. That's why, for example, Crusader is not S tier. It's just because of PvP. So with this, I hope you guys like it. If you guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.